If you're a real estate wholesaler and you want to have an amazing 2025, inbound lead generation should be one of your highest, if not the highest priority when it comes to marketing. And that's because over the past couple years, and especially this year, 2024, as we move into 2025, SMS, sending out a ton of messages like that, is really not something you should be doing. And cold calling is getting more and more difficult. It's getting more and more difficult because the carriers are blocking. And many times, if you get a list of prospects that are like, 10,000 people, it's only a very small number of those individuals that you're going to be able to reach out to and to penetrate that list. Now, I'm a firm believer in inbound. I've always done inbound lead generation. That's how I got started. I got started with direct mail and postcards and then transitioned into online lead generation. And I've covered in this channel so many of the reasons why it is superior than anything else. Now, when it comes to online lead generation, what is the best way for you to get started? Now, this very much depends on you if you are experienced or if you are brand new trying to get traction in this business. Now, this video is going to be specifically for you if you are, number one, brand new in the business and you really don't care where you get your deals from. You just care that you get some, and you just care that you make some money. Because I always say Bank of America never cares where you get your money from. They just care that you have some money to give them. Now, number two person is if you're experienced and you're already doing deals, you want to do more deals. However, you want to do more deals by expanding your service area. That means that you're okay with going outside of your small geographic area. Because if you are stuck on doing deals only in your particular area, this video isn't for you. Now, when it comes to lead generation online, the easiest, the simplest, the best way to get started is with Facebook ads. I've been doing Facebook ads for motivated sellers since 2016. I was one of the first guys that ever published a course on that. We have helped thousands of students. And so I am considered the top expert when it comes to nationwide and online lead generation through Facebook ads. Now, the platform has gone through quite a bit of changes and iterations throughout the entire process. When I first started, we were able to target sellers via zip code by really laser targeting in. That went away, and then I transitioned into wider. Now, I believe that Facebook is the place to be, and I'll tell you the reasons why. I also tell you when it doesn't make any sense for you to do Facebook ads for motivated sellers. Now, number one is you're going to get low cost leads. Now, there's always a balancing act between low cost and good leads. We don't want we don't want the cheapest leads possible, because sometimes the cheapest leads are the worst leads. We also don't want to spend more than we need to on the platform. So if an example is if you told me you love Chick-fil-A, and every time you go to Chick-fil-A, you have the most amazing experience. And I thought of a bad joke. You had an amazing experience. I'm going to tell you what that bad joke is. You had an amazing experience at Chick-fil-A, and you were paying $100 every time you ate at Chick-fil-A, and you got a sandwich and fries. I would tell you, look, yes, it's amazing, the sandwich. A bad joke is, I don't know, maybe for you guys, maybe go to Chick-fil-A and you get a hand job there. I don't know. No. I don't even know if I should make the video. You let me know if that was a bad joke. But you're overpaying for Chick-fil-A, unless you're getting that other thing, right, underneath the table. It's the same thing with Facebook. If you're running Facebook across 15 to 20 states, and I can't believe I said that, and you're paying $80 a lead, and you're saying, oh my God, those are amazing leads. I'm having such a great opportunity. I'm closing deals left and right. Okay, fine. Yes, but you're overpaying. So, in our scenario, right, we're paying $15 to $20 per lead, approximately, for about 15 or so states. Sometimes, if we're doing nationwide, we're spending $10 to $12. And so the cost per lead is low. If you think about it from you as a perspective, as a new investor, if you're doing cold calling and you're doing, any of those outbound marketing methods, when you consider the cost per lead, Facebook is definitely more affordable. And you don't have to spend hours on the phone cold calling, and you don't have to deal with hiring a bunch of cold callers, et cetera, et cetera. Now, the side comment on that is that if you were really intent on getting leads only in a very small particular area, then Facebook is not going to work, because Facebook really struggles when you're targeting a very small geographic area. So if you only wanted to do Ohio or whatever it is you are in, and that's the only place, then yeah, you're going to have to do the old school stuff. You're going to have to do cold calling, direct mail, and all that other jazz, right? But if you're willing to expand your service area, then you can get great leads, great opportunities with Facebook ads, and at a relatively low cost. Now, the other reason why the low cost is really important for you if you are a beginner is that for most of you, you guys need the practice of actually talking with motivated sellers and getting deals done. And some of you sound really bad over the phone. Really bad. Not going to get into that. You don't know the scripts. You sound horribly. Your tonality is off. Everything else. And so you need lots of leads to go through in order to get better. And yeah, there's going to be some breakage. You're not going to be able to avoid that. But it's a lot easier to go through that process with $15 or $20 leads than it would be going through that process with $75, $100, $150 leads. So that's where the lead cost is really, really important. It's the second reason why I think Facebook ads is superior is that at Facebook ads, it's relatively easy to run and easy to start. It is difficult to get set up correctly, right? You got to make sure it's set up correctly, the right frameworks, etc. But once it's up and running, then it produces leads. You barely have to touch it. You touch it here or there, but we've had campaigns that have been running for months untouched, still producing leads each and every single day. Unlike, and the interface inside of Facebook, it on the front end is relatively easy. And by front end and back end, I mean, think of it like a car. You get in the car every day to drive, you put the key in the ignition, and you think nothing of it. It's a very simple process. But underneath the hood, there's a bunch of stuff happening there that allows you to drive rather easily. Same principle applies. Everything underneath the hood, sometimes some of those things may be complicated. Once you get past that and you're actually running the ads and the campaigns, then it's relatively easy. Unlike other platforms, like, hey, for example, Google. Google is a tremendously complicated platform that requires not only a high budget, but also is a relatively difficult platform to navigate around and to operate, and to make it. It's very easy to make mistakes on that platform that will cost you a lot of money, especially when Google gives you recommendations and you follow those recommendations inside the platform. Very, very, you're going to get yourself into trouble with that. So that's why I like Facebook. Facebook, when you target like we do, which is you're going wide, generally we're targeting by state, and every state is different. In some states, you're going to get more rural areas than other states. Like we don't target, for example, Montana, because that's too rural. There's too many. There's only a couple places in there that have population. Everything else is just like, farmland or whatever. But in other areas, like for example Texas, we may get a lot of. We may get a still a very large number of small towns, but we get the large metros. Now, again, everything has to be analyzed properly, because we've done deals where the town has been 3,500 people in that town, and yet I did a case study on the YouTube channel that made like $9,000, and so you don't necessarily discredit a lead or discard it because it's in a small area. You have to look at it, but yeah. And so what happens is many times you get unserved markets. You get these markets that you didn't even know existed until the lead came in, and now all of a sudden now you have a tremendous opportunity. And also you're not going to have that much competition because a lot of the investors are targeting the main metro areas because they're doing the old conventional type of marketing here. The next reason why I think Facebook is a great avenue for you to start with online lead generation is because you don't have the pressure of getting back to these people right away. If you're doing Google search, there was a video that I saw the other day where these guys are doing Google search and they try to get back to the lead within 30 seconds. Think about that. If you have a full-time job, if you've got other things going on in your life, and a lead comes in, then and if you're doing Google pay-per-click, then you're paying a lot of money for these leads. Anywhere from $100 to $200 or $300 a lead. If you're doing it in the local market, it could be less, obviously, if you're doing it nationwide, but still, nevertheless, you're like there's a bomb ticking behind you, letting you know that, hey, you got to get on top of this lead, otherwise somebody else is going to get it. Now, when you're dealing with Facebook ads, they were interrupted by your ad, And so they're not in the hyper, I need to make a decision today mode. And also they may not see other ads or may not be filling out other forms at the same time, which means that then now the potential of you getting to them before somebody else does is good, and also you not being in that pressure cooker situation. Now, a quick tip is if you're running Facebook ads, you want to run both images and you want to run also videos. Videos will allow you to get a prospect that submits your form and they may not see other ads for a bit, versus if you have an image, then they'll input their information, but they may see other ads rather quickly. In any platform, you're never going to have a situation where you have no competition. That's not the case. And so at the end of the day, what makes the difference isn't the platform. What makes the difference is you, right? Because I could talk to a property owner, and then you could talk to them. And if you're brand new, you don't know what you're doing, you sound horrible over the phone, and I talk to them, I'm going to sweet talk them into selling their house to me because I'm just going to sound better. And they're not going to go with you because you're just not going to be sounding in a way that makes them feel comfortable. And I'm just going to, run over you. But it's okay. It's okay. I don't do that purposely. It just happens to be the case. But you just got to get better. Now, the best thing and the final thing about Facebook ads is that it works for every budget. You could start off with a budget of $20 a day. You can do $150 to $300 a day. And yet there is still more leads there than you could ever imagine. So the great thing is that it can scale easily. And how it can scale easily is just by simply going in and changing the number. So instead of your budget being $20 a day, if you decide, you know what, I'm feeling a little bit competent now, better than last week, and I want to get more leads because I want to do more deals. And so then you just take and change the number, and all of a sudden now you've got more leads to work with. And so it's great with regards to that as well. Now, if you're interested in learning more about the intricacies of how Facebook ads for motivated sellers work, maybe you want to see some of the images and some of the videos and some of the other stuff, go ahead and click on one of the videos that'll pop up here, and it'll take you down that rabbit hole.